hope everybody's having a good weekend. I wanted to give you an update on my pantry, especially with my canned goods. On some of the things I'm running low, and I'm already making plans to replenish. For example, I'm totally out of kimchi, so that will be a video fairly soon as to how to ferment it and can it. I will have to buy Napa cabbage. As far as tomato sauce, this is from last fall. I have a few hot gems still from the hot pepper I made. I really enjoy this, but I don't use it as often as I probably should. I have a single half-pint carrot here. Now this year I'm planning to grow a lot more carrots because I really enjoy these canned carrots. They're so sweet. Even the liquid that I can it in is sweet, and it's just naturally sweet. I do have some more carrots back here. I have 3 pints left, so I want to have like a couple of dozens of pints of carrots. That would be good for next year. I still have a few sweet potatoes canned. The sweet potato is okay, but I think next time what I'm gonna do maybe cut them maybe bigger. I'm not sure how I want to handle that, because what I want to do is really just drain it and be able to roast it in the oven, because I do like my sweet potatoes a little bit roasted. Pineapples are really nice. I made a video on that as well, but I have 3 quarts left and those will be gone very fast. So whenever I see a deal next time, I will definitely buy them again and can them. This is my chicken stash. This is the most useful to me because I make so many dishes out of it. I make barbecue chicken, I make tortilla soup out of it. I also use it to make layered nachos. It's for all kind of things. You can actually make chicken salad out of this as well. I have 1 jar of green beans left. Now that's another thing this year. I'm gonna actually grow green beans in 2 beds because I just really grow it at the edge of the bed. It does not take up a lot of space, and I'll be able to trellis them up and have them in 2 beds. The other day I've shown you the raspberry canes that I have already blooming nicely. I still have from 2 years ago, this is from 23, raspberry gems, 5 of those. But you can see those few canes that I have in the little section of my backyard producing a lot of raspberries. And then these are from last year, which again will have to be used up somehow. I'm gonna make some probably baked goods out of this because just using it for breakfast with toast, it doesn't really go very fast. So I'm gonna actually bake something out of these. Not much tom yum soups. Lecho, I have 3 of those. Kind of like to sort of group them so I see better what I have. Pizza sauce has not been so popular in my household. Here I can see I have more sweet potatoes, so I actually need to reorganize a little. So I have 5 sweet potatoes, and I still have Lincoln potato soup. We'll use those up pretty soon. Not the biggest favorite. However, the beans are very popular. And this is just plain cooked beans. And if you recall, there were these special beans, Anasazi beans that I cooked up. And this bag still has a bunch in it, so I may can some more. But the other thing I'm gonna do is actually plant these in my garden. So that's gonna be good if it's gonna grow well. Got some hot peppers and lots of coleslaws. Now, I was thinking about the coleslaw the other day that instead of just using it just for coleslaw, I can actually drain this and rinse it a little bit and use it in stir fries because it's kind of sweet and sour. Fry it up in high heat with rice and maybe some meat. It will make a lovely meal. So that's just another way of using coleslaw. I have some big jars of beans plus, meaning that this actually has onion and bay leaves and things that go into bean soup, meaning that all I have to do is dilute this with some broth and maybe make a roux, and I can make a bean soup out of it real quickly. And I only have 5 of those left, and I do have 2 quarts of chicken stocks left. This is a good time to kind of rearrange things as I go. I'll bring these forward so I actually see what I got. Because they do give inspirations. I come down in the evening and figure out what's for dinner. I have a lot of, a dozen of quart tomatoes with basil in it. I'm gonna have to just make more like tomato soups that this was meant for. I only have 1 baked beans. That was very popular, so I will have to make some more. So this is where we are with the canned pantry. In the kitchen I do have my dehydrated stuff, and there's still stuff in the freezer, so let's take a look at that. In the dehydrated section I still have lots of leeks, carrots. These are tomatoes. I do have some corn that's a couple of years old too. I only use those as a very last resort, but I do use a lot of parsley, leeks, and of course celeriac. Very good using this instead of celeries. Back there, I'm not gonna take these out, but I have peas, I have basil, and I have pepper. And more celeriac and a jar of kale. In my freezer, I only have 1 shelf full of my homegrown frozen vegetables. I have a lot of bell peppers. I have some broad beans. And let's see, these are all frying peppers. Dry pepper. So it's just mostly peppers now. I used up all the other things. I had carrots here and parsnips, and I had basil. Oh, I have another bag of broad beans on the door. And other frying peppers on the door. So I will have to use these up, stir fries, etc., or stews, but definitely I have still plenty of stuff in the freezer, and I like to use those up first before I used up any dehydrated items.